Hi there. So you are going to work on your resume, and there are several things that I want to show you working with typography. So the first thing I want to show you is how to put in some symbols. So see this little line here? This line on your keyboard is well, on my keyboard it's under the delete, but it's a little straight line. Can you see this? I'm trying to show you. It's up under my delete key, which is upside down, showing it to you. But anyway, it looks like a little straight line. And so you hold down the shift key and you put that line, that line there. And then it comes in the same typeface as the type, obviously. So what I had done was I changed it to a bolder typeface and I changed the color. So I can make it black, which is a much thicker line, and then change the color. And so this should be a review for you, but I noticed on your quiz, lots of you didn't necessarily get the color right. So to create a new color, you go to Color. If your bar looks like this, you want to expand it. I have it set as black right now. If that happens to you, you want to click the hamburger and make it CMYK. When you have it as CMYK, then you can change the different values. So you can add more cyan, take away the black, add some yellow, and so you see the color that's showing up here, okay? So that is my color, and then I can go into my swatches is another way that I can add a color. I can go and basically do the same thing, say new color swatch, and it gives me this control panel so I can go in and adjust it, and then when I say okay, it ends up in the swatch panel here, okay? So then I can go and select that and make it the size I want, and again I made it black. The other thing I want to show you is you may or may not know this, it's on a lot of different programs, but to change something from all caps, you can go up under Type, and then you can go to Change Case, and you can make it Title Case, which is like a book title, or Sentence Case, so it's just the first word. Now notice that this did not uncapitalized there. It is because over here it's stuck on the all caps, so you would have to turn that off as well. So here I can go back in here again and I can change the case to, probably want title case, so that at least the first letter of everything is set. And then sometimes you need to go back in and make a letter a lowercase because it's not designating upper and lower for those small words like and of. Okay, so that's one thing I wanted to show you. The big thing I want to show you is how to work with bullet points. So here I have all these bullet points, and you can go and there are automatic bullet points. It's over here on the top bar, so I see it all the way over on the right, and I can go and click on that. And so it's given me these bullet points. So it's got the dots here, and it's given me everything aligned to the right. And if I go in here and I select this text, you will see that what's happened here is it has moved everything over to the right 1/4 inch, and then back, the first line is moved back negative 1/4 inch. So it doesn't look like that's the case because there are bullets here. So let me undo this, go back to the A, and I'm going to unclick this, and I am going to go and put in my own bullet points. On the back, it's Option, the A key, where the asterisk is, and it's Option Alt on the PC. And then I'm going to hit Tab. Okay, so I'm going to do that to all of these. So I'm going to add the bullet point and hit tab. Oops, didn't get the bullet point in there. Just going to copy. So I'm copying. Paste, 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 paste. Okay, now I'm going to select this text. I'm going up and I am going to imitate what you just saw. I am going to push this out 1/4 of an inch, and then I'm going to go backwards with the bottom key and bring it back in 1/4 inch. Now you could say, why would I want to do that when it was just easier to push that little button? Well, because I didn't like the thickness of this space, so actually I am going to go and increase that and then go back here and bring that. So I've got a smaller space that's more attractive. The other thing is sometimes I like to manage my bullet points. Sorry, there's this whole line here. I'm going to move this line. It's ended up being a text box. Managing your document. Oh my goodness, it's so slow when I'm running the program that makes the videos. Okay, so now I can go in and I can select this bullet point. Maybe I want to make it this green color, and I may want it to be a little larger. It was quite large with when I hit the automatic one, but I want it to be a little larger than what's here, but not quite as large as that. So when I get something I like, I can say copy, paste, paste, right? Another thing you may want is you may want to have a different sort of bullet point altogether. Sometimes I like to use a square, and I can get that by going to the font Zaf Dingbats. If you've ever used Dingbats, you get a whole variety of options. So I'm scrolling down to Z. Okay, to Zaf Dingbat. So you see all these little pictures here. There's also wingdings. So I'm clicking the Zaf Dingbats, and it's made this funny little here. So what I don't always know is I think it's N has the square that I like. Yeah. So if you don't know what the Zaf Dingbats are, what you just do is you go A, B, C, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K. And then you can hit them all as Zaf Dingbats is one way that I used to do it. But now you can also go up when you're in a specific font. Should be able to go up to the glyphs, and it will show you all the different fonts that are available. So you can go and click here and select what you want, and it should show up. So you can click that and put it in there. Okay, so that's one way of looking at it as well. Okay, so those are options for putting in bullet points. The other thing I want to show you is what is set here now is not quite a full return. See the way when I select these, there's this uneven space. That space is because if I go to paragraph setting, you see this little picture here, that is giving me 0.25, 1/8 of an inch in extra space below. So I've gotten rid of that. So now this is all even space, which doesn't look nice when you've got bullet points. So when you go and you select that, you can go and change what that is. So maybe this is the right amount, or maybe you want it to be a little bit more. So you can adjust that. the other thing you can do is this is space after, but there's also a space before. So sometimes if I go down here, for example, maybe what I want is to have a little space after, and this is the automatic increments, but I might want even less, so then I could go and put in, say, 2 there, which is even less, right? But I might want to have a little more space above each one of my headings. So if I select that, if I hit increase the heading, it's going to put more space above each one, right? Which I don't want. So what I can do is, depending on which things I want, I can select this line and add, whoops, sorry, space before right there. Or what I might do is, with all the headings, I might just add a space below. So one thing that you do have to be consistent with when you're working on your resume is to make sure, if you start playing with space after, space below, that you are consistent, that if you are using for all of your headings a space below, you want to be consistent and add that space below. So here I have my 026 there. So now it's consistent. So you are going to need to watch the next video that I'm going to show you, which is giving you a way to consistently work on getting all of those things nice and even. And I'm looking at my little checklist here. Tabs. One thing I want to show you also is setting tabs. So if I select here and I want to create tabs, say I have a list of items here. So let me give you, say you're doing a chart that you wanted to say. I'll just make these, make this a tab, and I'm going to make this a shorter title. And tab the date and the city, right? So I just hit tabs in here. So I want to control how those tabs look and work. So I can go up to type and get my tab. And so the tab bar, see the way it automatically lined up with that text? So I can put in left tab, so it's selected on left there. So I click up here and I can select another one and another one. And this is nice because if I want to make each tab 1.25 inches apart to make it very even, then I can go and do that. So that would be 1 inch would be there, that's 1.25, and another 1.25 inches. So I can give exact differences in the amount. Now see the way this isn't lining up right there because the tab needs to be hit there, okay? So that is flush left. I can also make a flush right tab. Say I wanted to align something at the very end. I can remove a tab, but just by dragging it. So you see this ended up aligning over here. I can switch this tab to the right, and then it did that, but I have to move it over to make it show up. There's actually only one New York there, just as a ghost image. Okay, so play with the tab bar, and then this is a decimal tab, and then they're centered. So if I want everything to be centered, I click on the centered. So if you have a tab selected, you can change what it is, you can slide them around, you can drag them, and you can click to add one. Okay? Hopefully this will help you, and watch the next video because that will really help you in being able to set all your type nice and even. And the other thing about what I ran out of showing you in the other one is that you can change your type very quickly as well.